Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're well, and welcome to this episode where we discuss institution adoption of Bitcoin. And there's a huge amount of institution adoption going on. Institutions nowadays are buying Bitcoin, not real estate, not gold, not even stocks. And we'll get into all of that. But before we do, let's have a look at the live stream. Who's in the live stream? Okay, 1 second. So we've got Silver first. Welcome, Silver. Cool Buddy. Me. Rob C. Bullduck. Bo. Jesse. M Ninja. M2RVP. RSVP, sorry. We've got Black Hat. We've got John. Welcome. And we've got Farouk. Welcome. Okay, so that's everyone in the chat. Let's talk about institutional adoption. But just before we do that, let me just share my screen. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly talk about the Princess YouTube channel. So on the Princess YouTube channel, we do a number of things. We have our videos, and these are the pre-recorded videos that we do. And they are, can everybody hear me okay? If you can just put down in the chat if you can hear me. Okay. So we do on the channel, we do videos. These are pre-recorded videos, and they're about crypto stories. So this is where I interview crypto YouTubers and professionals on their crypto journeys. Everybody loves a good story. We learn from other people's stories, and they do inspire us. There's lots of people here, and I'm sure you know quite a few of them. So just quickly, our last crypto story was with Ronnie, who lost $500,000 in the space of 10 minutes, but he was able to make it back with he was able to make 5 million back the next year. We've got a comment from John Legend, Silver, Jackson, M Michael, MJ Mikes, John, Alex Storyteller, Mr. Alex or Storyteller, Cool Buddy, Curtis Hill, Jobless Free, Mike, and John again. When you do have a moment, please can you, if you enjoy the stories, do leave a like and a comment, Mark. Do leave a like and a comment on them. A couple of people have jumped into the chat. We'll say hi to them before we carry on. Warpaint, welcome. Wix, welcome. Okay, awesome. I think we're all up to date. So institutional adoptions, we have covered in previous live streams, country adoption. So we've spoke about the UK, we've spoke about America, we spoke about Iran, Russia, Bulgaria, El Salvador, and China, and multiple other different countries. They're all stacking and they're all buying Bitcoin. Institutions are doing exactly the same, but still average Joe thinks it's a Ponzi scheme or it's some sort of scam and not to get in. So these institutions are raising millions, if not billions of US dollars, and it's not for marketing, it's not for new products or expanding. They're taking on debt and they're issuing stocks and bonds, not to grow their own businesses, but to buy Bitcoin. What does that tell you? Bitcoin is the best and most in-demand asset in the world right now. We're in a new digital golden age. And this in this live stream is on institutional adoption. Okay, so let's go back, and we do this all the time. On this channel, we always look at the supply. So as we know, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins for the whole of humanity for all time. And when we put that into perspective, there's 58 million millionaires in the world. And if every millionaire was to buy Bitcoin, they would get 0.36 Bitcoin each. The USA has a population of 347 million people. And with a supply of only 21 million Bitcoins that will ever exist, over 327 million people in the UK will never be able to own a Bitcoin. And if we bring into the fact that there are 22 millionaires in America, each one cannot own a Bitcoin. It is mathematically impossible. The new American dream, which will probably be my next live stream, will soon be owning one Bitcoin. And this is before we take into consideration the amount of Bitcoin that has been lost, the amount of Bitcoin that's in national reserves now, the amount of Bitcoin that is in treasuries, institutional treasuries, etc., etc. This is like the bare minimum. So when we also talk about scarcity, so if we look at last month, May, BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust bought 8,000 Bitcoins in a single day last month. Strategy, Michael Saylor's company, which we'll talk about later on today, bought 21,000 Bitcoin in May. Meta Planet, this is another company that we'll talk about later on today. That's a Tokyo MicroStrategy or strategy. They bought over 1,000 Bitcoin just in May. These three organizations together combined, that's the BlackRock, BlackRock, Strategy, and Meta Planet. If you combine them, just these three institutions, organizations bought through 30,000 Bitcoin just last month, and only 13,500 Bitcoin were mined. That's a shortfall of 16,500 Bitcoin between how the demand and the supply, or the supply that's being mined. And if we look back to April, because I started my live streams in April, we had a shortfall that month, a difference of 25,000 Bitcoin. So and that was just between the ETFs in America and Strategy combined. They bought between 40 to 55,000 Bitcoin. Again, only 13,500 Bitcoin were mined, and that's a difference of about 25,000 Bitcoin. This is just the last 2 months, and this is just a few organizations. We're going to have a little view at some things that Bitwise has put out. I don't know if anybody knows, but Bitwise last month had a conference. It's a US-based company that helps corporations invest and understand Bitcoin and digital assets. They had a conference in May, and many top names like Michael Saylor turned up. Let's have a look what they had to say. This is just the trailer that they released. Ooh.
Mark? In the first quarter of this year, corporations alone bought 95,000 Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is the best commodity.
It's access, it's an equal playing field, it's immune to inflation.
It's one of the few things that you can trust.
And it trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's undisputedly the fastest growing asset. It's the most popular, it's the most global, it's the most digital.
It really is freedom.
It just takes the power back from the government that has the ability to print money whenever they want.
We may be witnessing a real turning point in corporate adoption.
We're now really a Bitcoin-first company.
It's a trend that seems to be accelerating.
Adding it to your treasury is a long time play.
The answer is Bitcoin.
Can you see how many organizations that they were there and how bullish they were? Bitwise also put out something that I'm so excited to show you. So what they put out was a question, was a little trailer. In 5 years, how many companies will be holding Bitcoins? And they asked some top hedge management companies about this. Let's
companies that hold Bitcoin, or 80 publicly traded companies that hold Bitcoin as a treasury asset. 5 years from now, if you zoom out and look ahead, how many publicly traded companies do you think will adopt Bitcoin as a treasury asset?
I expect it will be significantly higher.
It'll be thousands.
There will be thousands.
It's just going to continue to grow.
I expect that number in the future will be closer to 20%.
It's going to become central to actually how companies manage treasury.
Companies are really getting excited about this.
I think when we look back, we're just going to go like, how did people not see this?
How bullish was that? How bullish was that? Okay, so they took some people that went to their conferences. These are big, massive hedge fund managers, and they asked them the question of how big Bitcoin adoption will be in the next 5 years. And everyone there was very, 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 very bullish. Now, I just want to show you something else as well before we move on. I'm not I don't think you'll be able to hear me. Okay, you should be able to hear me now, but I am taking up some room on this page. Okay, so here is a list of 100 companies who are quite transparent. We say quite transparent, but who knows if they're telling the truth. Here we've got 100 companies that are hodling Bitcoin at the moment. 24 companies increased their Bitcoin treasury in the last couple of days. Metaplanet, which again we'll talk about very soon, joins the elite by having 10,000 Bitcoin, and it's moved to spot 9. Just these 100 top companies, bearing in mind a huge amount of companies haven't declared how much they've got. They don't have to declare how much they got. Just these companies on the screen right now hold over 830,000 Bitcoin. If you can see here, we've got we've got Strategy at number 1, and that's an American company that we'll be talking about. Then we've got Metaplanet, which is a Japanese company, and we'll be talking about Metaplanet today as well. And then we've got a Chinese company, Kango. We'll be talking about Kango as well today. So Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, is the biggest holder of Bitcoin in the world currently. In August 2020, the then CEO Michael Saylor, now he's the executive chairman, made a bold move. The company shifted its cash reserves into Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. The first purchase was over 21,000 Bitcoin for $250 million US dollars. Nowadays, they're raising far more than that, and they're buying more often, or maybe, on a weekly basis, if not more than that. Since then, Strategy has kept buying, often through OTC. Now, OTC stands for over the counter, and these are deals that are done to avoid moving the market too much. Strategy currently holds approximately 478,000 Bitcoin, worth over 47 billion US dollars. That's over 2% of all the Bitcoin supply. Why do they do it though? Why put so much money into Bitcoin when you've got other assets that you could buy, such as gold and bonds, and you can buy real estate, etc. Michael Saylor has called Bitcoin digital property. It's scarce, it's secure, and it's superior to cash and many, many other assets. In short, Strategy has turned Strategy, which still is a business software firm, has become a Bitcoin powerhouse and move. Oh gosh, 1 second. Strategy, which is a business software firm, is now become a Bitcoin powerhouse, a move that's reshaped the corporate world in itself. I'm just going to have a quick look who's coming to the chat. 1 second. I wasn't going to say this, but I'm actually recovering from a cold. Okay, so Crypto Chef, welcome. Alexandra G, the mod queen, welcome. Oh, One House Productions, welcome. I think it's the first time you've been here. I see him everywhere. And then we've got David, welcome. Oh my gosh, Lauren's here. Hi, Lauren. I hope you're well. I missed you last week. Very sure I shouted out Bulldog. Oh, we've got Darren Does Things. Welcome. I think this is the second time. I think you've been here once before. I'm not entirely sure. We've got Warpaint. Oh my God, look. Buck's here. Buck's my favorite troll of all time. I absolutely love Buck. We've got 420. Who's saying hi to Lauren. I love those two. They make such a lovely pair. Okay, so let's talk about where did we get to? One moment. So that was Strategy. So we spoke about Strategy. Michael Saylor, he got into Bitcoin quite early in 2020. What was 2020? Remember what 2020 was? 2020 was a halving year. And in March 2020, it had one of the worst corrections in its history, where it fell 63%. But Michael Saylor and Strategy bought Bitcoin. I think it was towards the end of August. And then we had the next year was 2021, which was the bull run year. So they did exceptionally well. They got in at the right time. And Michael Strategy, I think, well, sometimes people don't understand. They're like, oh, Michael Saylor Strategy, they bought the tops. Well, they're not thinking about selling. They've got no intention of selling. They're keeping this and they're hodling this Bitcoin. In fact, Michael Saylor has said that his own bags of Bitcoin, when he passes away, he's going to destroy the seed phrases to them. So they'll be taken out of circulation. The supply will be cut, and that's